Hi, this is Dave Blankamp from the Tinker's Workshop blog site, and today I'm going to review my plans for the CNC machine enclosure that I just completed. And if you've been following the blog, you'll have seen the 7-part video that I shot and showed you on the blog of how this enclosure is made. Well, I finally got the plans completed, and so here they are, and we're going to review them and show you what it takes to put this together and what you're going to get with a set of plans. Here you can see the enclosure already completed, and just a little next page is just a little this is, as with any construction manuals, it is an obligation of the builder to take responsibility for safety and using the tools needed to construct this enclosure. And so it's just tools can be dangerous, so it's up to you to make sure you don't get hurt. So you have a materials list here of all the plywood that you need, and the 2x4s, and you'll need quite a few of those. That's all listed here with hinges and plexiglass sheeting. You can go with, I needed 3 sheets of 18 by 24 inch plexiglass, 1/8 inch thick, simply because I had a window in the top of my enclosure. You don't need to add this to yours. It was an advantage to mine simply because you can see it in the picture. The light here is coming from my ceiling and lit up the enclosure pretty well. But you don't necessarily have to have that window in there. It'll save you a little work if you don't want it. So anyway, go back to the materials. So you have casters. One tool that I need specifically for this enclosure is called a Kreg pocket jig. K-R-E-G-G. You can find this at KregFactoryAuthorizedOutlet.com. And I swear by this tool, you can make everything that you ever want to dream of in woodworking, from cabinetry to this enclosure to furniture to who knows what. And it's a great tool for making pocket holes, and it's quick and easy to use and quick to learn how to use. So it's one tool that I swear by, and you're going to have it for this build. And it's not terribly expensive either. So anyway, it uses special Kreg wood screws that, and again, this pocket hole jig has got all the tools you need to drive these screws in, and the whole works. It's great. So you'll need 16 3/8 inch bolts, washers, and nuts, 48 square feet of 1 inch thick sound deadening foam. And this can be found at thefoamfactory.com. And it's a great foam. I'll cover this later on here as in this review. I'll show you what this looks like. It's easy to use, and it'll help cut down on the sound from the enclosure. More Kreg wood screws, regular standard number 8 wood screws, wire brads, ceiling light fixtures. And again, you'll see these in the plans here, what they look like. Real easy to install. So 4 fluorescent light bulbs, 30 feet of lamp cord, one electrical plug. The tools you'll need, which I used, was a drill press, a miter saw, and I didn't cut anything that I needed an angle. It was just simple for me to put a 2x4 into the miter saw and cut it to length. You could do this with a handheld electric saw. It would work just as well. You'll need a tape measure, a socket set, a wrench set, again the Kreg pocket hole jig, a table saw, Phillips screwdriver, electric drill, and a hammer. So that's all the tools you need and materials. So we go on to the first portion of the build. You're going to have the CNC enclosure stand, and this is nothing more than 2x4s and 2x2s that are screwed and glued together and bolted together to make up the stand. And so it shows you what it looks like, gives you complete instructions, and tells you what parts, drawings. Again, all the drawings are included in the plans. This is just the manual here I'm going to show you, but the drawings are quite detailed. It shows you exactly how long everything is. And so you're going to assemble these, and it explains in the instructions make 4 stand cross member parts, 2 stand cross member center parts, and 4 stand cross member center parts. And this will make more sense once you start making these parts and labeling everything. I labeled everything. It's just simpler. So this is all screwed together with pocket holes. You'll make up 2 of these frameworks like this, and then you'll make 4 of these parts. These are the supports, and they're nothing more than a 2x4 and a 2x2 that are glued and screwed together. So it's like a framework here, and 4 of these, and they're bolted into the lower frame, and then you add a 1/2 inch plywood deck, and you have the upper frame, and that's bolted in, and then put on casters, and it's done. It's that quick and easy. So then you have the stand base assembly, and again, it's nothing more than a framework again. That's 2x2s that are screwed together. Again, another plywood deck and another 2x2 framework. And that platform is mounted on top of this guy. It just gets stacked up on top of it. So then you jump forward to the enclosure frame. Again, it's nothing more than a framework, 2x2s that are screwed together. And we're going to make a cube this time, and this is where your doors are mounted and the top is mounted. And this cube is held together using L brackets and screws that go into each corner. There's 3 in each corner. So we jump forward to the doors. So the doors, again, another framework, 2x2s with pocket holes, and then a plywood deck put down. And you'll make up the doors. There's 6 of those that you would be making. The front doors, of course, have windows in them. And again, the plans show you step by step. In the drawings shows you exactly how to cut these parts so the window will drop right in place. And this is the face that you see from the outside. And then the plexiglass is dropped in with little gusset plates, little corner gusset plates that are screwed in place. I didn't want to glue these down and nail them in because heaven forbid you should break a window. You're going to have a heck of a time trying to replace it. I screw these in, and then you can go and replace a window if it gets destroyed. Put it back in, 5-minute job, and you're back in business again. So then you have the mounting of the doors. It shows you how to align the doors in the frames and mount the hinges. You come down farther. Again, these are the front doors. It's done the same way. And again, here's the enclosure top. Again, it's nothing more than a 2x4 framework that's screwed together with a plywood deck again. There's some more mounting blocks, and then the bigger square blocks here are for the mountings for the lights. So then you put in the sound deadening foam. This is what it looks like. It looks like little pyramids. It comes in 1-inch thickness is what I used here, and it comes in squares, 1 foot square. And so in this panel that you see down here, the inside insert is where I put the foam. This panel is 3 feet by 1.5 feet. So I take 1 whole panel, 2, 3 whole panels, glue them in, and then take a panel and cut it in half so you have a piece that's 6 inches by 12 inches. And you just use a spray contact cement that I bought right from the company that makes this foam. It works great. 1 can is all you need. You spray it down, and then you spray the foam and let it set for a minute, and then lay it in place, and it's done. It's that quick and easy. The foam cuts with a regular scissors. And being a pyramid, you don't have to mark anything or measure anything. You just count the squares, because the squares are 1-inch squares. Cut between wherever you want to cut and drop it in place. It's that easy. So here's the enclosure with the CNC in final assembly with the CNC in place, and the lights are already lit up. The top portion of the enclosure shows how the lights were mounted, and these are the electrical bases, or I should say ceiling light fixtures, with the bulbs already mounted in it, and the wires are run through. You go from one to the next, and you'll see a diagram of the wiring here shortly. And so I removed the lights, slid the panel in place, and then put the lights back in, and then plugged it in, and you're ready to go. So it's that easy to do. So here's the last bit. Here's the electrical wiring, and it's just an electrical plug with some lamp cord, and you split the wires and run it to a light, and then run another lamp cord, split it, plug it in, it's there, and you're done. It's that easy, and all the lights come up at once. And I plug it into a power strip, and you're ready to go. So that's it for the plans, and gives you a good idea what you're gonna build and what it's going to look like when it's completed. So it gives you, again, a complete set of drawings come with the plans, show you all the parts laid out in dimensions that are easy to understand and professionally made. So hope you enjoy the review here, and I'm glad you've stopped by the Tinker's Workshop blog site, and I hope you come back again. So have a good day, and good luck with your next project.